Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk all about learning. But first, I want to say thank you so much to all of my new subscribers out there. Please know that I'm extremely grateful that you decided to join this blissful community. I feel so blessed to have you on this journey with me. Believe me, your support of this channel means more to me than I can truly express in words. So I thank you so very much for taking the time out to subscribe to my channel. And for those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Ree. I'm a fellow homeschooling mom that happens to be a professional educator as well. This channel is dedicated to being a space where we can come together and discuss topics that are important to the family dynamic. So, with that, I hope you find my content to be valuable to you and your family. If so, I would like to ask you to please consider subscribing to this channel. It will mean so much to me to have you join our Blissful Connections community. Also, it will be very helpful in getting this video out to others if you hit the like button. And then while you're at it, turn on your notifications, please, so that when I do upload a new video, you'll be notified right away. In today's video, we're going to continue with our homeschooling series as part two will cover instructional planning and organizing of your child's curriculum. I'm excited about today's video because it's all about instruction and the individual learner. What is homeschooling if not for the actual learning that's taking place? Now, I want to clarify in this video that we will focus on planning for the curriculum, and that's the work that leads up to you actually selecting your curriculum. There's a lot of excellent videos out there that share specific curriculum that families are choosing to use with their children. I've seen quite a few of them and absolutely love what they're planning to do with their kids. So please take some time to view YouTubers that are sharing what curriculum they're choosing to use with their kids. I'm sure you'll find inspiration for options that'll work for yours as well. In reference to my child, as an educator by profession, I choose to create my child's curriculum myself and supplement with additional courses that I find really good, such as his foreign language course. So please take time when you can to check out other fellow YouTubers to see what curriculum they're planning to implement this year with their children in case you find that that will be effective and appropriate to implement in your home. However, in this video, I'm going to be discussing what we as the parents should think about in terms of our child and their overall learning experience because instruction entails the methods we use to instruct as well as the curriculum that our children engage with every day. Therefore, this video highlights the initial planning again that goes into preparing for the year. So keep watching to find out more. Now, the previous video addressed homeschooling law. So if you didn't get a chance to see it, please pause this video and check out that one first and then come back. It covers how to homeschool your children legally in your home state. So if you're preparing to homeschool, you will want to take a look at that video as soon as possible so that you know that you're taking care of all the important tasks in order to legally homeschool your children. And for those that are viewing this video, we will address some key considerations for your selected curriculum. First, we will discuss learning styles, then academic goals, followed by learning resources, then closing with important must haves. So let's get started. A learning style is simply the way in which we prefer to process information. You must decide on the curriculum of choice while considering your child's learning style and preferences in the process. You can substitute the word process, if you'd like, with other adjectives like retain or comprehend information. Either way, it's just the way in which we receive information the best. I understand there are different perspectives about the importance of learning styles. However, they are worth making note of as we delve into the topic of curriculum and instruction. For example, have you ever noticed your child enjoying the process of learning new information using, for example, music to assist them or creating a project with music intertwined in the final product? This might be a result of you having a child with a strong musical learning style. This means they understand such things as patterns in sound or rhythm. And by offering them ample learning experiences using their musical learning style, they will most likely have an enjoyable and productive learning session. As far as I'm concerned, this is crucial to know when planning and organizing your homeschool curriculum because every child has unique ways of processing information and engaging with their instruction. You might ask yourself, well, how am I supposed to find out my child's learning style? Well, I'm glad you asked. You see, there are a number of things you can do to identify your child's learning style. For one, you can observe their behaviors and preferences. Like, how does your child approach different activities or tasks? Do they prefer visual, auditory, or hands on experiences? Notice their level of engagement and enthusiasm in various learning situations. Then you can discuss their experiences with them to find out things like what they enjoy learning about, how they feel most comfortable learning and retaining information, as well as what are their preferred methods of study and problem solving. You can also opt to find out your child's learning style using a learning style inventory. There are several style inventories and assessments that are available to help to identify your child's predominant learning style. These inventories can provide valuable insights into your child's preferred learning methods. Some approaches more commonly used are the VAC model, or as you see here, VARC, where it's looking at visual, auditory, and kinesthetic models, or as VARC is using visual, oral, reading and writing, and kinesthetic. And this is just an inventory again to help you learn better. Um, This model uses quizzes or questionnaires where they categorize learners by visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and their dominant learning style because they're seeking to find out which style that particular learner gravitates towards the most. For example, they might observe to see whether a learner prefers reading, listening, or engaging in hands on activities the most. Here are a couple of websites where you can administer a learning styles test with your child. They're free to try and provide some really worthwhile information. I really enjoyed learning new information about my child that I didn't know before. Now there are other options for assessing your child's learning styles as well. These are just a few samples that I have tried that I found online that I would just offer out to you. Another option is looking at multiple intelligences. Here, the theory is that individuals have different strengths and intelligences. Based on Dr. Howard Gardner's multiple intelligences model, you get to explore such intelligences as verbal linguistic, logical mathematical, visual spatial, bodily kinesthetic, and musical rhythmic, to name a few. Well, here's a website where you can assess your child based on Dr. Gardner's multiple intelligences. The results you get are really eye opening. I sat with my child to complete this assessment, and the results were really powerful for me. Here's an example of results provided based on a mock test that I completed. As you can see, the results are provided using this percentage breakdown of how much one possesses each component. Then they provide a detailed explanation of what each component is so you can see what to expect from your child in terms of that component. It was worth my time to learn this information for sure about my child. You also want to observe the areas in which your child shows natural talent or expresses interest. Now, you want to select curriculum that aligns with their style, so consider the following. Incorporate various instructional strategies by adapting your teaching methods to include visual aids, auditory explanations, and hands on activities, as well as use multimedia resources like videos or interactive websites that will cater to the different learning styles. You will also want to provide choice and flexibility by giving your children options for how they can demonstrate their understanding of the content being introduced. Examples of this are having them write a speech that emphasizes what they learned in social studies for the week, drawing a picture that shows what they learned from the story, and giving an oral presentation that summarizes what they learned in science this week and why it's important to conduct investigations. Consider giving them various topics within the curriculum scope so they can choose which aligns with their interests to study first, and so on, within reason, of course, of the proper order of concepts being covered. One final key point is to individualize the structure and the pacing of the curriculum according to each of your children's academic strengths. Make sure to pay close attention to things like their developmental level, energy levels, and attention span. The younger they are, the better it is to break their lessons up in small chunks of information and activities with breaks throughout their day to prevent frustration from setting in. This is also a good idea to implement with older children that simply just need moments to step away from the learning process. Keep in mind that it's fine to provide shorter, focused study sessions with all learners when needed. Consider scheduling their more challenging lessons and activities toward the beginning of their school day or at the times of day when your child is most attentive. Just try to organize their daily and weekly lessons in a way that they can accomplish what you all establish for them in a realistic manner for each child. In summary, assessing your child's learning styles and preferences is an ongoing process that requires keen observation, open communication, and a willingness to adapt. By understanding how your child learns best, you can tailor the homeschool curriculum to their individual needs and interests, foster a more effective and engaging learning environment. Remember, consider multiple aspects of their learning style and provide opportunities for them to thrive in various ways. This personalized approach will help create a fulfilling educational experience for your child. Now that we've talked a little bit about their learning style, let's look at goal setting. We have to establish academic goals for the year and allow those goals to be the main focus for the curriculum we choose. You can do yourself a huge favor by reviewing your state standards for each of your children's grade level. This is an important step because it can be a roadmap for you in terms of determining what goals need to be established realistically for your kids. To help you locate your state standards, you can check out this website by Education World. They provide us with the option to review standards for each state. You can also always refer to your specific state's Department of Education. There you'll find everything you need to know about that state's expectations for children by grade level. You can use that information as a reference while you build your child's academic year out in order to further assist you with selecting the best curriculum for your kids. Keep in mind, as a homeschooling family, this information is simply a reference to help guide you in determining what's best for your kids. With that, you can use the set state standards for your kids' grade level to help you identify what standards you need to address, as well as um, look at the grade levels above your child's current level, as well as the grade levels below them. Again, everything is individualized to the best needs of your children in our homeschooling space. Setting goals that are realistic for your children is key for a successful outcome. What do I mean by realistic? There are academic strengths and weaknesses in our children that we need to acknowledge. What are their academic interests? What are the academic objectives and standards to be covered in subjects like reading, math, science, and social studies for their grade levels? Do you plan on incorporating additional curriculum like art, PE, music, and foreign language, for example? If so, what curriculum will best meet your child's needs in these subjects? You just want to make sure that your lesson plan always aligns with your child's learning outcomes. This is an important thing to make note of so that you're incorporating the best curriculum that merges their academic goals and standards for each child. In addition to these important considerations, we must address your goals and aspirations for your children and their learning experience as well. So take some time to reflect on your personal beliefs about education and learning so that you're ensuring the curriculum you select for your kids meets the overall needs for their academic year. Once you've considered your child's learning style and the goals for the academic year, now it's time to identify the best curriculum that will meet your intended goals. Considering everything addressed earlier in this video, research to find the best curriculum that accomplishes these goals. Ask yourself what textbooks, workbooks, manipulatives, or digital resources will do the best job of supporting my child's academic goals for each subject this year. Make a list of the materials needed to effectively implement the curriculum. Shop around to find the best deals for the curriculum of your choice. You also have the option of enrolling your child in programs of study that successfully support homeschoolers, such as an online program to supplement your curriculum. There are online programs that provide excellent curriculum options and therefore are worth taking the time to research. See if they would align with your expectations of your homeschooling program. See if they, are able to adapt, or if you can just adapt those programs' curriculum plans into what you are already planning out for the year. If so, you can eliminate much of the legwork in creating your child's entire academic curriculum by enrolling them in some of the courses that you feel you need. Again, you can look at your state's Department of Education's website to help locate online programs of study in your state. Depending on your family's needs, online programs in your state may be just the answer you need. You can work very closely with the online program staff to ensure they're meeting your expectations for your child's learning experience, which is, after all, the ultimate goal. Now, let's look at must haves. We can't finish without briefly discussing some important must haves for the homeschooling academic year. Our must haves are those minimum requirements to ensure our children are prepared for a successful year ahead. With that, we want to ensure there's a dedicated space in our homes for learning. The space needs to be established for them to understand what must happen when their school day begins. They can also help manage this space by making sure it's neat and clean at all times. We want to ensure that the necessary school supplies are available for them and housed ideally somewhere near their learning space. Some of those supplies are pencils, erasers, writing paper, construction paper, notebooks and folders, calculators, crayons, markers. The list can go on. It just depends on what you need. So, again, once you determine what's needed for the year, what curriculum you're going to implement, the supply list will just easily lend itself to your individual children in your home. You want to also ensure you have, of course, selected the curriculum of choice, keeping in mind what you will need for additional courses, such as those fine arts if you select some. Having access to technology will be important, as well as additional reading material to supplement the learning process. So, having a library card is a very good idea for both of these items when necessary. If you find that you will need access to the local library consistently, you may want to consider building the school day schedule around a set library time. Finally, you will also want to ensure you plan for extracurricular activities as needed for your children. The social and physical component for children is so important, so we want to always embed things like sports and after school clubs into our children's day. Checking out your local YMCA as well as homeschool websites to see what activities are available for your children in the neighborhood or surrounding areas are great resources to tap into. And with that, I want to thank you for joining me in this discussion about planning and organizing your homeschooling curriculum. This is a topic that can go on and on for quite some time. So, to condense it, I sure hope that this video wasn't too long. And if you found this information helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insightful videos on homeschooling, education, and all things family dynamic. Until next time, I wish you a day full of love, joy, and peace. Bye for now.